Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Saturday, October 4, 2025. And in the news this evening, man who escaped police custody in St. Mary urged to surrender. The St. Mary police are urging 29-year-old Herbie Ballantyne to turn himself in immediately following his escape from police custody on Friday. Ballantyne, who also goes by the name Junior Ballantyne, managed to break free after overpowering Independent Commission of Investigations officers and the policemen who had temporarily removed his handcuffs to allow him to sign a document. He was initially detained after allegedly attacking law enforcement officers who were investigating his suspicious behavior. According to reports, the incident began on the night of Thursday, October 2, when a police team responded to complaints about noise at a bar in the Fraserwood district in St. Mary. Around 11:50 p.m., the officers heard what they believed to be gunshots. Upon investigating, they were led to a wake in another part of the community where they reportedly saw a man acting in a manner that aroused their suspicion. When officers attempted to accost him, he fled the scene. Subsequent inquiries saw Ballantyne emerging as the suspect who fled the wake, the police said, and an operation was launched at a house in the community. During the operation, Ballantyne allegedly attacked an officer with a knife and was subsequently shot. He was arrested and taken to the hospital for treatment. Ballantyne was interviewed by Income personnel while at the hospital and then released into police custody. However, around 5:15 p.m. on Friday, he escaped after overpowering the officers when they removed his handcuffs to allow him to affix his signature to the statement collected. The police searched the area surrounding the hospital, but Ballantyne has not been found. He is now being urged to turn himself in immediately. In the meantime, individuals in and around the Portmore and Highgate are asked to be on the lookout for any strangers in their communities and are encouraged to call the police immediately if they see anything suspicious. Family members and friends are also being reminded that it is an offense to harbor an escapee and are advised to make contact with detectives at the Portmore police station to make arrangements for Ballantyne's peaceful surrender. The contact number is 876-994-9873. Meanwhile, investigators are continuing their investigation of the incident, which also saw the arrest of a man who was at the house with Ballantyne and the seizure of 3 imitation firearms. Teen and a taxi driver killed in early morning crash in Portmore. An investigation is underway into a crash along the main road in Helshaw, Portmore, St. Catherine this morning, in which 2 persons, including a teenage boy, perished. Those killed are 17-year-old Ryan Tolo, otherwise called the Dumpling, of Taws Meadows in Spanish Town, and Javon Martin, otherwise called Washi, a taxi driver of a Portmore address, both in St. Catherine. Reports are that around 3 a.m., Martin was driving a Honda shuttle motorcar along the roadway when he collided with a BMW motorcar. The cars were extensively damaged and the occupants of both vehicles sustained injuries. They were assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital for treatment, where Martin and Tolo died. The probe is being conducted by the Portmore Traffic Department. Man charged after 5 years on the run for fatal stabbing in Bog Walk. A man who was on the run for over 5 years has been charged by the police in St. Catherine for the stabbing death of another during a dispute in their community of Springvale District in Bog Walk. Charged with murder is Junior Brown, otherwise called Shaka and Jr., who is charged for the death of 40-year-old Kenneth Dudus Hyde. The police report that about 9:20 p.m. on April 15, 2020, Brown and Hyde were involved in a dispute when Brown's girlfriend, affectionately called Queen Bee, intervened and a knife was used to inflict wounds to Hyde's upper body. Brown and his girlfriend fled the community. The Bog Walk police were called to the scene and Hyde was observed motionless in blood. He was assisted to the Linstead Hospital where he was pronounced dead. After failed attempts by the police to locate Brown and his girlfriend, Both were listed as wanted. After being on the run for years, Brown turned himself into the police on Wednesday, October 1, in the company of an attorney. An arrest warrant was executed on him, and he was subsequently charged. He is booked to appear in the St. Catherine Parish Court on October 7. His girlfriend is still being sought by the police. Clarendon truck driver allegedly intercepted with 1,500 pounds of ganja in St. Thomas charged. The Clarendon truck driver who was intercepted by the police allegedly transporting 1,500 pounds of compressed ganja in St. Thomas on Wednesday has now been charged. Fabian Watson, 33, of Mount Zion in Rock River, was on Friday charged with possession of ganja, dealing in ganja, trafficking ganja, taking steps preparatory to export ganja, possession of criminal property, and a conspiracy. The police say the ganja has an estimated street value of approximately $4.7 million. A date is to be set for him to appear in court. The police reported that about 10:33 p.m. on Wednesday, October 1, the Special Operations Team of the Firearms and the Narcotics Investigation Division, supported by the St. Thomas Police, intercepted a truck driven by Watson on Church Street in Morant Bay. According to the police, a search of the vehicle uncovered more than 150 parcels of compressed ganja, along with over $180,000. Acting Senior Superintendent Patrero, Director of FNID, stated that the division continues to collaborate with both local and international stakeholders to apprehend individuals involved in drug trafficking. These operations focus not only on intercepting drugs, but also on cutting off the financial support of criminal networks that use drug trafficking to facilitate broader criminal activity, said Rowe. I also wish to remind the Jamaicans that ganja is not just a harmless plant, it is being used in the dangerous guns for drugs trade. Guns are being taken into our country to commit murders, he added. The public is encouraged to report illegal firearms and narcotics by contacting FNID at 876-923-6184, the National Intelligence Bureau at 811, Crime Stop at 311, the police emergency number at 119, or the nearest police station. Mayor Wilson commits to addressing issues affecting Portmore. Mayor Fitzroy Wilson, along with a team of local agencies, on Thursday conducted a walkthrough of Portmore to assess and address several key issues affecting the town, including traffic congestion, illegal vending, and public health concerns. The team comprised the representatives from NEPM Waste Management Limited, the police, the health department, the fire department, the municipal corporation, and the tax office.
We are basically in the town today assessing the issues and the needs of our town. We would have understood and gotten several complaints about the congestion in the town, the illegal vending in the town, other aesthetics of the town to deal with the business trade license and other health-related issues. So we have a team of all the agencies, the national, the NEPM, the police, the health department, the fire department, the municipal corporation, and the tax office.
Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.